Michael, were you able to make the most of a Saturday without a game?
An opportunity for the staff to go and watch games, so I went and watched Exeter Forest Green. Obviously, got two teams who've not played yet, so all the staff went out. So the players had a rest and recuperation. Fortunately for the staff, it's as normal, just go and watch a different game.
And you avoided having a fixture straight after winning Manager of the Month. Was there a little part of you that sort of a slight sigh of relief over that? I know you're not particularly superstitious.
Not really. No, I'd have liked to have had a game, but it is what it is. It's obviously I've never won an award before, so that was a nice thing. But it's just crack on now as normal.
And Jacob as well. How good is it that people are beginning to take notice of what's being done here?
I think I think I've said it before. It is just a sign of there's been a lot of work gone over a long period of time, and it's sort of all come to the headlines sort of in the last month. But it's just pleasing that the team's obviously doing something right. So, and it's, the staff are only a reflection of the 11 players that are playing at any one time. So they did well in the last month, had a decent result, a good performance against Oldham. We're just trying to crack on from there.
And because it's been a little while since that Oldham game, have you been able to get any of the players who are on their way back to recovery? Are they back in the mix now and in full training? I'm thinking the likes of Max Sheaf, maybe Luke Varney.
No, Reg is fit. Reg is training. It's only a little one. Sheaf is still not quite right. He's back at Hull at the minute. They're having a look at him. Can't seem to put a finger quite what it is. It's a hamstring, but it just won't seem to go away. Ruben's in full training now. He's not considered fit to play, but he's back in full training, so that's a positive. Josh DeBale's getting closer after his minor op. Tav Campbell had a tackle on Tuesday, so we're not quite sure where he's at the minute. Obviously went in from training, so we'll have to get that looked at. Other than that, I think everyone's available.
And Ruben, is that a case of almost his own pre-season starts now? Yeah,
he's done a lot of work with the physios. A lot of protocols have been ticked, and now it's just full training. But he's got a pre-season to do, like you said. So we've got to try and get him minutes and get him more football. But at the minute, it's just the small-sided intensity in training that he needs.
And talking of strikers, Jonty Smith obviously scored the hat-trick against West Ham. Is there a feel-good factor which you can sort of look to build on with him now?
Well, if he doesn't take confidence from scoring a hat-trick, he never will. He's pretty easy-going, Jonty. He's always smiling, wants to do his extra work, and got his opportunity and took it. So he's definitely in our thoughts. I thought him and Lloydie came on at Oldham and wrestled the momentum back in our favour, so he's had an impact in the first team as well. So that was positive signs.
And was it good in a way that he wasn't away on international duty, although obviously Dan Barry was?
Like I said, it's just given him an opportunity to work with the group a little bit longer. He's still new to the group, he's still learning how we want to work. We're still learning about him as well. We've not seen that much of him prior to taking him, so it's implementing how we want to play our type of way, what we want from the type of centre forward that he is. So it's just an opportunity to keep doing that. Obviously, Dan being away, it's great for him. He's got another 2 games under his belt, and it's always nice to play international football.
Yeah, Walsall, are they perhaps finding life in League Two a little bit more difficult than some people would have thought?
I don't know. I think they'd have probably wanted to have a better start. They look like they've turned the corner with 3 or 4 wins on the spin. Obviously, they'll have been disappointed with the last 2 results, so we're not quite sure what we're going to get. But as always, I tend to focus more on what we're going to do, how we can implement our style on the opposition, no matter what type of formation they play. If they match us up, we do one thing. If they go a different formation, we have certain ways of what we adapt and what we tweak to what the opposition do. But it's mainly about how we implement our game.
And when you do need to revert to plan B or maybe plan C, how smooth is that change now? Because obviously, you've had the bulk of the players for a year.
That's something with the game that not last week. Something we've been able to work on is a couple of little tweaks. That if a game is going away from us in certain ways, that we've worked on a couple of things. So that's the pleasing aspect of having so much training time, that you can do a bit more work rather than just turning the players over, which happens week after when it's Saturday, Tuesday. You're just prepping and recovering. We've actually managed to get some good work into the players. Whether it works or not, we'll wait to see. But we think there's definitely added into what we already had.
and obviously you were down at St James Park, but what are the reports back that you've had from Brisbane Road and their 3-1 defeat at Leyton Orient?
No, we had someone at the game. They obviously went 1-0 up and then gave a couple of poor goals away. They'll feel they were poor goals. So there wasn't a lot in the game. The result probably reflected better on Leyton Orient than what it did, obviously being 3-1. I'm not sure it was a 3-1 game, if that makes sense. So they'll be disappointed with the last home game at home to Salford. Obviously, Salford beating them 4. So they'll be looking to improve on that 100%.